What's going on, everyone? It's my second video. Today we're going to be talking about my top 10 anime films of all time. So this is kind of a tough list, right? Because there's anime that kind of string off into film. Like, for example, Monogatari has kind of separate films and it has a trilogy of films. I'm not going to include any anime, so all these films are going to be completely original. Like, for example, this wouldn't be on the list, but let's just say the Naruto film. I would not count that because Naruto is an original series. It's a TV show. I'm not going to count sequels that are films like e.g. One Piece and such on. Okay. So just wanted to start with that. And also I want to start with I would give at least all of these at least a 9 out of 10. For sure. I love all of these movies. They're all amazing in their own way. So this is just a personal list, nothing too serious. Just to share my kind of feelings and opinions on these films and kind of showing appreciation for these because a lot of these films are still films. They're not just anime or cartoons, whatever people may want to believe. They're actual films. And many of these take the same, if not more, skill to be made than some actual films do. Like some of these we're going to get into and explain. Okay, so we're going to get started. This is not going to be too long of a video. I'm going to try to skim through this as I don't have too much storage on this crappy PC. But we're going to start number 10. Some of you may not have heard of this one, comedy. I'm going to read it out. During Ireland's War of Independence, a 5-year-old girl sets out to save her village from the English army by trying to enlist the help of the rumored black swordsman, who only takes books of a certain genre as payment. So, I mean, you heard that. It's kind of an anthology, right? So there's different stories throughout, and many of them are super interesting. I'm not going to go and explain these all because that's the first one, and then one's kind of a samurai story, and the other one's a really like wacky kind of like Enter the Void-esque kind of um like lucid dream film like kind of segment. So yeah, that one's a great. I would give that 9.1. Okay, moving on to number 9. We're gonna go with the first Ghost in the Shell. In the year 2029, the barriers of our world have been broken down by the net and by cybernetics. But this brings new vulnerability to humans in the form of brain hacking. When a highly wanted hacker known as the Puppet Master begins involving them in politics, Section 9, a group of cybernetality enhanced cops, are called into investigation to stop the Puppet Master. So, this kind of whole grouping of film, this whole trilogy of Ghost in a Shell, because it also has a standalone series, which is kind of its own thing, but I'm just counting this first film, and this first film is absolutely gorgeous. I love the animation in this. Storytelling is great. I think it's sometimes the pacing it's kind of an issue. It slows down and it speeds up at times, but the action, great. Actions, you can't go wrong with Ghost in a Shell and action. They just don't, they go hand in hand. Okay, I'd give that one probably a 9.2. Again, all these are going to be really high because this is my top 10, and I've seen roughly 60 anime films, not counting kind of those attached to other series, just standalone films. Okay, number 8. I'm gonna go with Paprika by Satoshi Kon. I love Satoshi Kon. So there's gonna be another film by him further up, you'll see. I mean, there's only one left. But yeah, so Paprika, when a machine that allows therapists to enter their patients' dreams is stolen, all hell breaks loose. Only a young female therapist can stop it and recover it before damage is done. So I've heard rumors, I'm not sure how true this is, but I can see the similarities to Nolan's Inception, kind of how the world is slanted and that kind of thing, and there's a dream within a dream, and it's kind of this complex narrative. Yeah, he definitely 100% drew from this movie. I'm not sure how much, but definitely drew inspiration in Inception, so at least give credit where it's due. This is the original, and in my opinion, it does it much better. I'm not a big fan of Inception. I'm not a big fan of a lot of Nolan's work in general, but that's for another story. So yeah, this film it's very mind-bending. Again, it's kind of like the section I talked about comedy. It's wonky, it's kind of lucid. It's kind of like, you know, that narrative and again, the animations, all of these have spectacular animation. I kind of like the older, crisp kind of animation. I don't like the newer, more updated, I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like some old head, but it's just the way I like it. Yeah, another great film. I'd probably give this the same, maybe 9.1, whatever I said, 9.2. Okay, so another film by Satoshi Kon. We're gonna go with number seven, Perfect Blue. Rising pop star Mima quits singing to pursue a career as an actress after she takes up a role on a popular detective show. The handlers and collaborators begin turning up, murdered. Harboring feelings of guilt and haunted by visions of her former self, Mima's reality and fantasy meld into a frenzied trap of paranoia. So yeah, this is another one of those kind of complex narratives, and you see things you're like, what is going on? You definitely have to watch it a couple times, but I can definitely see how this film has kind of gained traction within communities other than the anime community. It's kind of gained a lot more. It's very popular now, in my opinion. I've seen many people talking about it that have never seen anime before. This is their first animated film they've ever watched. Anime, not just anime in general. But yeah, this it definitely deserves popularity it's getting. I'm happy it's getting the popularity because it's a great film. I mean, there's nothing you could say about it. Although it's pretty haunting and it's a little bit graphic, so if you go into it kind of lighthearted, you're gonna be hurting at the end for sure. Okay, so number six, we're gonna go with many people know this one, A Silent Voice. Oh, I'd give Perfect Blue 9.3 also. So this is a long one. Shoya Ishida starts bullying the new girl in class, Shoku Nishimiya, because she is deaf. But as the teasing continues, the rest of the class start to turn on Shoya for his lack of compassion. When they leave elementary school, Shoko and Shoya do not speak to each other again until an older, wiser Shoya, tormented by his past behaviors, decides he must see Shoko once more. He wants to atone for his sins, but is it already too late? Very depressing film. Um, I mean, this film is very popular for a reason. I mean, it's very depressing. Some of the scenes mention self-harm, which, of course, please do not harm yourself. You know, think about the people. Think about how your family would feel about that. Just whoever, if any of you are thinking of doing that, I'm there for you. If you wanna message me or something, I'll probably have my contacts below. But so yeah, this film is very dark, very dark. It's like Perfect Blue again. Don't watch this if you don't want to get your heart broken because it'll rip it out, man. Okay, so I believe okay, 9.3 as well. I think this is number five now. Yes. Okay. Wolf Children. After okay, there it is. After her werewolf lover unexpectedly dies in an accident, a woman must find a way to raise the son and daughter that she had with him. However, their inheritance of their father's traits proved to be a challenge for her. This movie sounds kind of like a furry movie. Right. Excuse me. Do not take this movie for face value whatsoever. If you're reading this, you're like, oh, it's cringe. I'm not gonna watch it because it has a wolf in it. If you're missing out on a lot, this film is absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's again hyper emotional. As you can see, it's kind of weird. The plot sounds a little weird, but it's not. It's nothing weird. It seems it just comes off naturally. It doesn't seem like that weird, funky werewolf and human, and then they have kids kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's not like that whatsoever. But yeah, it's just it's about struggles. It's about growing up. It's about being away from your family. It's very relatable. Definitely give it a watch. Give it a 9.4. Highly recommended this one. Then, okay, that was number five. So number four is, I believe, the first Ghibli. Do I have any? Yeah, the first Ghibli. And I think this is the only one I would have here. Yeah. Just for personal preference. I'm not knocking any of the other ones. So, number four, Howl's Moving Castle. Sophie, a young milliner, turns into an elderly woman by a witch who enters her shop and curses her. She encounters a wizard named Howl and gets caught up in his resistance to fighting for the king. this kind of reminded me of my childhood growing up. This is why I connected with this so much. I mean, the animation is stunning. You can never go wrong with Ghibli animation. Hayao Miyazaki, all handwritten, all hand drawn, every frame, frame by frame. The talent that takes is amazing. So the animation for me, this gets a 10. But what this reminded me of growing up, I used to watch a lot of Disney films growing up. It was big part of my childhood. And this kind of left reminiscence of that. And when I watched this, I felt like I was a kid again, you know. It kind of brought me back to those days of when I was like 4 to whatever, 8, 10, something like that. But yeah, I mean, this I think this one's a little longer. Let me see how long this is. Oh, it's like 2 hours. But yeah, definitely give this a watch. It's worth every second. Um, Amazing. Okay, we're gonna move on to number three, and that is Into the Forest of Fireflies Light. So, okay, I'm gonna read it out. Oh, Howl's I'd give a 9. Actually, Howl's I'd give 9.7. 5 out of 5 letterboxed. Just for reference. Not that that means anything, but okay. So this is going back to Into the Forest of Fireflies Light. One hot summer day, a little girl gets lost in an enchanted forest of the mountain god where spirits reside. A young boy appears before her, but she cannot touch him for fear of making him disappear. And so wondrous adventures wait. So I think this one's very short. Yeah, it's 45 minutes. I guess you could consider it a film because you can't really consider it anything else. Another very emotional kind of. It does it does have kind of a slow build up, considering the fact that it's a 45-minute length film, quote unquote film. But it's a little slow, but it gets there, and that's why it's number three. You know, it wouldn't be number three if I didn't like it. Um, Another just very emotional movie. That's what you've seen, kind of the pattern. A lot of these movies are very emotional. Some of them very thought-provoking. Yeah, this one's just great for the amount of time. I don't know. I can't really say much about this other than the personal connection. That's why it's so high up on my list. Because I mean, a lot of people would see this and they would be like, "How is that in your top 10?" Probably 9.8. And then these next two are clear 10 out of 10 for me. These are in my top 30 films, regardless. Animation, documentary, short film, anything. These are in my top 30 films of all time. So not not into the four fires light. These two, these two, number one and number two. So number two, we're gonna go with Angel's Egg. In an underwater city, a young girl takes care of a large egg she holds carefully in her arms. A treasure that she believes is an angel's egg. One day, a boy with a gun arrives in search of a bird he saw in his dream. And at first, it seems as if feelings of sympathy are developing between the two. So this was made in 1985, a little over an hour. I think it's an hour and 15 minutes. Um, this film it's silent until I'm not going to spoil it until one part, just one scene. You'll kind of see that ahead of the road building up. So yeah, there's no dialogue. Well, I mean, there's sound and kind of the wind. There's just noise in general. There's just no dialogue. But for an 85, wow, the animation is stunning. But that's not even the best part. This is so. I'm not saying it's like a super religious film, but it has hints of religion. It has hints of the apocalypse. It is very spiritual. It's so thought-provoking and complex. It's just something you have to watch at least 5 times to be able to appreciate it. It's very short, so it's doable, but in your first watch, you may be like, no, 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 no. You have to watch this again and again. It's yeah, so essentially it's just an isolated city. And kind of war is breaking out, apocalypse, and it's just how people are functioning during this, and you see like these big spacecrafts coming down, and it's so confusing, but at the same time it just makes sense. Again, this is for sure my number two. But I would say it could sometimes interchange with one, but my one has always been locked, and it probably forever will be. Um, so yeah, this was a 10 out of 10 for me. This is, I said it in my last video that like Magnolia was near perfect, and I'd only consider like 30 films a 10. This is a 10 for me. This is in the 30, that's a 10. So, number one, we're gonna go with Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. D, a legendary D vampire, competes with a motley family of bounty hunters to track down Charlotte Elmore, a young woman who has seemingly been abducted by vampire nobleman Marilyn. Oh, I love this movie so much. I don't even. This is a 10 out of 10 in my top 20 films of all time. Probably doesn't crack my top 15, but for sure in the top 20. Oh, I mean, the animation is the pinnacle of animation. This is the best animation regardless of anything I've ever seen. I don't care if it's hand drawn, I don't care if it's CGI. This is the best looking movie I've ever seen animated. I don't know how you could not even like this. I understand how some people could think, oh, okay, maybe it's a little better than average. No, no, no. This movie is the definition of perfection, in my opinion. The animation is just it's kind of like a gothic German kind of buildings, vampires, um, kind of romance thing going on with the guy that abducts the girl. They kind of have a little romance, and then he intervenes, the main character, and he tries to find them. And then we see at the end, it's very thought-provoking. Just an excellent display of animation here. I mean, the story is also very intriguing. It flows very well, and the characters just give it that little boost it needs. Without the characters, I mean, you still have a beautiful. It's like having a beautiful painting, but it being a blank, but being on a not hung up on a museum. What's the point? You need more pieces to form it. And this is every single piece to be the perfect film. This is a perfect film, regardless. So that is my number one. It's Vampire HD Bloodlust. Go check it out. 10 out of 10. Nothing more to say. Gotta pick that up on Blu-ray. Been looking for it for a while on eBay, but came by a couple copies. Should have picked it up, but now it's kind of gone up. Okay, anyway, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want me to do next video. If anybody watches this, thank you. If you got this far, thank you. Appreciate it. Um, so yeah, thanks everyone. I'm a dip out now, but let me know what I should do next. Thanks. Peace.